Hello world, Alexander Buckley here, and let's talk some games. Just so you know guys, if you do like any of the games you see on here, I'm going to have links to all of them in the description. The PlayStation 4 has established itself as a market leader in the current generation of the console wars. Since its release in 2015, there have been a lot of games released for the platform. Some of these games are excellent and they belong in your collection, but what games are they? Sit back and relax as we count down the top 10 PS4 games. Number 10, Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Pretty much every single generation of PlayStation has had an iconic Metal Gear game. It's almost become a rule in itself. However, the first Metal Gear game on the PlayStation came out on the PS1 in 1998. Since then, we have seen some of the most complex, exciting and ambitious storytelling ever even attempted in video games. The gameplay has evolved each generation, and many of us expected the PlayStation 3's Metal Gear was the series' swan song, so no one was really expecting a follow-up to begin with. However, The Phantom Pain not only reinvents the gameplay and creates a story and a world to get lost in so effortlessly, it's truly incredible to think this game even exists to begin with. It's truly one of gaming's best experiences and shouldn't be missed. If you haven't played it, you need to check this one out. Number 9, Monster Hunter World. Capcom is making a bit of a comeback, and in the last few years they have been making some instant classics for the modern generation. Picture an open world game where you can literally hunt down or trap monsters in some of the most breathtaking and exciting environments. The game really shines tactically. You may mistake this game as a simple button basher to kill an endless flow of monsters, but there is a lot of different monsters and ways to approach and even attack them. Crafting different weapons and having multiple ways to take out a beast helps create a game that's engaging and fresh throughout the entire experience. The story isn't the best, truth be told, but the action and the gameplay certainly makes up for it. Number 8, Bloodborne. A gothic and Victorian period inspired city where the locals are plagued by a bloodborne disease. Sounds cool, right? Your mission is to find the source of the plague and stop it. Your character is fully customizable, which gives the adventure a nice personal touch. The background you pick at the start can have an impact on how you battle through this world. Do you want to build yourself up to be an unstoppable killing machine? Yeah, you can do that. Or maybe you prefer a bit more of a stealthy approach. It all depends on where you start. The background you give your character at the start is going to make a large impact on how your character will eventually develop and grow. You will find a ton of mysteries and beasts to battle through in this beautifully rendered world. This is a fast action-adventure game, not for the weak of heart. The detail in this game is just outstanding as well. The NPCs, non-playable characters to those of you that are new to gaming, aren't just there as window dressing. You can communicate to them, and this will open up other opportunities and paths that you can take, or different quests, and give you different routes entirely. Of course, as you progress, you can also upgrade your weapons to help you fight on. Awesome stuff. Number 7, Grand Theft Auto 5. What else is there to say about GTA? I mean, at this stage, we know all of it, right? Surely. Rockstar makes truly excellent games that are so detailed and complex, filled with satire that they are just a joy to play. GTA 5 is a remaster from a previous generation, but it's no different from any of the other previous Rockstar games. It's awesome. In this remaster, we get an extra first-person mode, and we get more polished graphics, and just slight tweaks the gameplay to make things just a little bit tighter. The main quest alone, with the free interchangeable characters, is just incredible and one of gaming's best. But you know, being GTA, they just threw in one of the best online game modes ever made, which honestly, the online mode alone could be its own standalone game, but they just lobbed it in there just because. So it's pretty much the biggest game of all time, so I'm sure you've already played it and know everything about it, but if you somehow managed to miss this, you are in for an absolute treat. Number 6, Marvel's Spider-Man. It's very common for games to have a simply incredible looking trailer, and then on release, when you play the game, things just don't match up. Spider-Man had an incredible trailer. And being gamers, we're all a little bit cynical, so we kind of went, okay, we've got the trailer, it looks stunning, but the big question is, will it match up? Can this game deliver? This game didn't just deliver, it exceeded everyone's expectations. Spider-Man not only had excellent gameplay that made you feel like you're actually swinging around this beautiful city, but it has an amazing story to match with excellent acting throughout. This is simply put, not only one of the best games on PS4, but one of the best superhero games made, period. It's fluid and responsive, and this is just simply a joy from start to finish. A real treat for Marvel fans, and for everyone who's a fan of their favourite web slinger, you know? Number 5, The Last of Us. Another remaster, however. The Last of Us was the best game of the last generation, and it gave the PS3 one of the best swan songs possible. The remaster, however, gave us all the downloadable content, tweaked the controls and improved visuals. It has one of the best stories in video game history, and it has some of the best gameplay in video game history. And it's got two of the most beloved characters ever. This is just a ball of just awesomeness and perfectness just rolled into one. Even if you own this on a PS3, it's a must-have on PS4. The game is simply that good. Just like GTA 5, I'm pretty sure you know all already, but just in case you don't, you travel through a post-apocalyptic world in search for a cure to an infection that has plagued mankind. And that's it, that's all I'm going to say, because you know, if you haven't played this game, I wouldn't dream of spoiling a single second of it. Go out, play it, it's amazing, do it. Number 4, a simply epic role-playing game in a beautiful open world. Another game that we don't want to spoil for the newcomers, so if you haven't played this, we're going to keep it very vague. You are a monster hunter on a quest to find his missing daughter. You have to battle against an increasingly difficult set of creatures and monsters, and the occasional human in your quest using a mixture of magic and traditional weapons. A clever stamina system makes things a little bit more tricky and encourages you to use different tactics as you progress. The game isn't just an adventure game, it also has a complex story that has multiple possible endings depending on how you play. It feels like there's almost an endless amount of side quests as well for you to do, so you can just develop and have these own little mini stories if you want, but it's just awesome. It really is. There's so much detail in this game. The Witcher 3 creates a world that you can easily just get lost in. It's just awesome. Just the sheer joy. If you've not played it, you need to check this one out. It's amazing. Number 3, Red Dead Redemption 2. Huge open world, beautiful graphics, complex story and rich and detailed characters, sprinkled with a bit of historical satire. This sequel is a sequel to one of the best games of the previous generation and is an instant classic in its own right. Rockstar pretty much just knock it out of the park with every game they release, but Red Dead Redemption 2, it pushes the boundaries once again. An open world you could easily get lost in and avoid the story altogether. This is the thing about Rockstar games, because the open worlds are so immersive and so fun, you don't actually have to do the main story. You can just wander around and interact with the environments and the people and just have a good time not actually doing the main story. That's totally possible, and that's a totally fun way to play it. I know a lot of people that just play this and that's what they do. This Wild West adventure is a prequel to the critically acclaimed Red Dead Redemption from the previous generation, but just like GTA 5, it has an amazing single player campaign that's just good enough on its own. If they just did that, it'd be perfect, but you know what, it's Rockstar, so of course they had to also throw in an amazing multiplayer experience as well, which is just up there with the best of gaming multiplayers. It's awesome. I mean, no game is perfect, but when it comes to Red Dead Redemption 2, we're pretty close. Number 2, God of War. The ultimate risk and reward. The God of War series has been stellar, but for the PS4 release, the developers changed things up, now basing the story itself on Norse mythology instead of Greek mythology, switching from a single playable character to a two playable character. I mean, technically speaking, there's I don't want to spoil anything, but they both have different strengths and styles and abilities. And finally, they switched to a third person for the first time in the series, so it's a completely different way to play. If you've played the previous games, it's nothing like that at all. This is a big risk, so basically moved away from the established, tried and tested formula that has done the series so well over so many years and different generations of consoles. However, this risk definitely pays off, as God of War provides us with one of gaming's most engaging and stellar experiences ever. The gameplay is pretty much perfect and challenging. The story is one of the gaming's best and is up there with the best of the best. This is an experience. It's not a game, it's an experience. You need to do this and you don't want to miss this. If you haven't played it, you're in for an absolute gem of a game. Number 1, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. Now you must have known this was coming. Once again, Naughty Dog hits it out the park. Breathtaking visuals, epic storytelling that pays off the fans who have followed the series throughout, and gameplay that is just, it's just so satisfying. That's the best word for it, satisfying. The Uncharted series has always built on the work of the games that preceded it, and after nearly a perfect trilogy, Uncharted 4 has perfected everything, and it's just the perfect game pretty much. For newcomers, it's worth noting that you can play this as a standalone title, so if you've not played the previous games, you definitely can play as a standalone title and you'll have a blast. However, if you want the best possible experience, it's definitely worth picking up the Nathan Drake collection and just exploring the series, previous titles, and just going through them. They're all excellent, they all link together, and it's so much more rewarding to finish the fourth title after having all that backstory and seeing how everything sort of links and ties together. There's also a lot of little nods that you won't pick up if you haven't played the previous games. Nathan Drake is easily one of the game's most compelling and charming protagonists, and it's been a joy to watch him grow and develop from start to finish. And that gets the number 1 spot. That's my list. So, do you guys agree, or do you think I've missed something? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please hit the like button, but if you didn't like this video, there's another button there. Not cool, but you could do it. Also, I'd really appreciate if you guys could subscribe to the channel so you'll be the first person to see any new videos as soon as they release. That's it for this one, guys. Have a good one. Peace.